Hi everyone, this is teacher Lean coming here from Camglish.com, and today we'll be continuing the discussions we had from our previous video using this book, Communicating in Business. So, are you ready and excited to open the page? Great, but for now, let's start with a review. So, we have the previous topic. Okay, on our video, the end is near. This is the end topic number 9. So we talked about the structure or how to make a very good ending in your presentation. And we also did the given 2 pictures where you were asked to comment. Okay, and summarizing and concluding, of course, and we differentiate between the conclusion and the summary. Now, let's go on to our next page under the same topic. The end is near. This is the end, Unit 9. Practice 1. I want you to look at the following overhead transparencies used in a presentation on safety procedures on an oil platform. Use them to reconstruct the end of the presentation. You might start or begin. That includes the main part of my talk. Now I'd like to, and you continue the sentence. This is the summary and the conclusion. Let's say for number 1, 3 incidents in the year show communication problems. Number 2, 35% of incidents in the last 5 years contain some degree of communication problem. Number 3, existing communication procedures are not considered satisfactory. For the conclusion, number 1, training must place more emphasis on communication procedures. Number 2, program of regular review of communication procedures should be introduced. Alright. So, like what I said, you have to look at the following overhead transparencies, that are used in a presentation on a safety procedures on an oil platform. Okay, so can you do it now? Great. Now compare your version with the recording, but I think we should just skip this part and let's proceed to the next one. Follow me as I read the text and identify a potential problem at the end of a presentation. 3 ways to avoid the problem. Alright, let's start it. Open for questions. The silent disaster. A nightmare scenario is as follows. The speaker ends his talk with the words, "Any questions?" This is met by total silence, not a word. Then an embarrassed shuffling, a cough. How can this be avoided? A possible answer is that if the presentation has been good and the audience is clearly interested, someone will have something to say. Another way to avoid the nightmare of utter silence is to end with an instruction to the audience. This should ensure immediate audience response. Giving an instruction is often useful in sales presentations and where the audience has special requirements. Here are 2 examples. Okay, look at this. The 2 given examples. After talking about his or her products or services, the speaker wants the audience to explain their needs and says, "Okay, I've told you about the ways of Snapple can help companies like yours," and read the rest of the sentences. So this places a responsibility on the audience to respond, unless of course they have a completely negative view of both the presenter and the message. Assuming they are well disposed towards the potential supplier, it is probably in their interest to offer some information and begin discussion. A training manager speaking to an audience of department managers, vice presidents, or potential trainees, the training manager has outlined recommendations and explained what is available. He or she might end with this one. Can you read it? Alright, and another option is for the speaker to have a question prepared. Ask something which you know the audience will have to answer. This often breaks the ice and start discussions. It may be possible to single out an individual who is most likely to have a question to ask you or a comment to make, or it may be apparent from earlier contact, perhaps during the reception or a coffee break, that a particular individual has something to say or to ask. Okay, so we are done with the text. Please identify a potential problem at the end of a presentation, and then 3 ways to avoid the problem. Can you give it? Okay, so that's a good job for today, and I think that's enough. We'll have discussion or more discussion of this in our next video. This has been Teacher Lean. I'll see you again. Goodbye.